In the small, bustling town of Umuahia, the story of Orji began with a mixture of sorrow and resilience. Orji was a young boy, merely 10 years old, but his intelligence set him far apart from his peers. His father, once a wealthy meat seller known fondly as Ezago, had married the most beautiful girl in the community. Back then, life was good, filled with laughter and prosperity. However, a wrong business deal changed everything, leading to the seizure of all his goods by the government. The once bustling shop now stood empty, a ghost of its former self. Orji's mother, unable to bear the sudden shift from riches to rags, abandoned the family. She ran off with a rich man, leaving behind her husband and son without a word. The town buzzed with gossip about her departure, and Orji became a target for ridicule and bullying at school. Despite his circumstances, Orji's father never gave up on him. Every evening after the day's work was done, he would sit Orji down and teach him everything he knew. It was these sessions that fueled Orji's remarkable intelligence. He became known for his ability to solve even the most difficult assignments, earning him the nickname ITK, I too know, among his classmates. Orji's intelligence and quick wit were admired by the teachers and the principal. They often used him and his two friends, Kizi and John, as examples during the morning assembly. The trio was inseparable, and Orji had taught Kizi and John how to read and tackle their assignments. Their bond grew stronger with each passing day, much to the envy of some of their classmates. Among those envious classmates were the so-called bad boys of the school, led by Obinna, a tall and burly boy with a constant scowl. They couldn't stand Orji and his friends. They despised how the teachers showered them with praise, and how Orji, despite his humble background, always seemed to outshine them. One sweltering afternoon, Obinna gathered his crew behind the dilapidated sports shed, a place where they often hatched their mischievous plans. "We need to bring Orji and his friends down," Obinna snarled, his eyes gleaming with malice. "I'm tired of them always being the teacher's pets. We need to show everyone that they're not so special." The boys nodded in agreement, each contributing ideas on how to humiliate Orji and his friends. They decided to set their plan in motion the following week during the inter-house sports competition. The day of the competition arrived with much fanfare. The school grounds were decorated with colorful banners, and students cheered for their respective houses. Orji, Kizi, and John were excited, having been chosen to represent their house in various events. Little did they know, the bad boys had their eyes set on them. As the races and games progressed, the bad boys discreetly set their trap. They tampered with the equipment and spread rumors to cause confusion. During the relay race, Kizi stumbled and fell, much to the delight of Obinna and his crew. The crowd gasped, and Kizi's face turned crimson with embarrassment. Orji rushed to help his friend, but the damage was done. The bad boys' plan seemed to be working, yet Orji was not one to be easily defeated. He helped Kizi to his feet and encouraged him to keep going. "We can still do this," he said with determination. The final event of the day was the quiz competition, where Orji was expected to shine. The bad boys had prepared for this as well, planning to sabotage Orji's answers. As the competition began, Obinna and his friends whispered and sneered from the back of the hall, but Orji, with his sharp mind and unwavering focus, answered each question with precision. The bad boys' frustration grew with each correct answer Orji gave. Desperate, Obinna signaled one of his friends to create a distraction. A loud crash echoed through the hall as a chair was knocked over. The room erupted in chaos, but Orji remained calm. He turned to his friends, Casey, and John, who nodded in understanding. In a moment of solidarity, the three friends stood up and addressed the crowd. "We know that some people don't want us to succeed," Orji began, his voice clear and steady. "But we won't let that stop us. We are here to learn, to grow, and to support each other. And no matter what happens, we will always rise above the challenges." The hall fell silent, and the principal, impressed by Orji's composure, stepped forward. "Well said, Orji," he declared. "This is what true leadership looks like. You and your friends have shown remarkable strength and unity. The quiz competition will continue, and we will ensure that it is fair." With renewed determination, Orji and his friends finished the competition, emerging victorious. The bad boys, seeing their plan fail, slunk away in defeat. The crowd erupted in applause, and the principal praised Orji, Casey, and John for their resilience and teamwork. As the sun set on the eventful day, Orji and his friends walked home together, their bond stronger than ever. They knew that the road ahead would be filled with challenges, but with each other's support, they were ready to face anything. Obinna and his friends were fuming with anger and humiliation after their plan backfired. Among them was Ada, a girl who had initially joined Obinna's group, but now felt deeply ashamed of their actions. Witnessing the resilience and courage of Orji and his friends, she decided to distance herself from Obinna and get closer to Orji's group, eager to learn and grow with them. "Ada, are you serious?" Obinna spat out in disbelief when one of his friends reported Ada's change of heart. "She's joining those losers? This is unacceptable. I will teach Orji a lesson he'll never forget." The opportunity for revenge presented itself on a dark, stormy day. The rain poured heavily, accompanied by loud claps of thunder. Orji and his two friends, Casey and John, were huddled on the balcony of the school, doing a revision for their upcoming exams. The sound of raindrops on the roof was almost deafening, but it was a rare moment of peace and focus for the trio. Suddenly, Obinna and his two friends emerged from the shadows. Without warning, they charged at Orji, pushing him to the ground. His books and notes scattered everywhere, quickly getting soaked and ruined by the rain. Before Orji could react, Obinna and his friends ran away, laughing maliciously. Orji's heart sank as he picked up his drenched books, now unreadable. He had no money to buy new ones, and with exams approaching, he was left in a dire situation. For 3 weeks, Orji didn't come to school. Instead, he decided to sell fruits on the streets to raise the money needed for new books. His absence didn't go unnoticed. The teachers, principal, and students all began to worry. Where was the bright young boy who always had the answers? The school felt incomplete without him. One day, the principal, along with Casey, John, and a few teachers, decided to visit Orji's home. On their way, they saw him by the roadside, hacking fruits under the hot sun. His clothes were dirty, and his face was streaked with sweat, but his determination was evident. "Orji!" the principal called out, his voice filled with concern. "We've been looking for you. Please come back to school. We can contribute money to buy you new books." Orji shook his head, wiping his brow. "Thank you, sir, but my father always taught me to earn every penny I spend, if it wasn't given to me by my parents. I can't accept charity." Ada, who had accompanied them, stepped forward. "Orji, we admire your principles, but you shouldn't have to do this alone. Let us help you. You've always been there for us, teaching and guiding us. Now it's our turn to support you." Orji looked into Ada's earnest eyes and then at his friends, who nodded encouragingly. His heart softened. "All right, but on one condition. I will pay you back once I can. I don't want to feel like I owe anyone." The group agreed, and they pooled their money together to buy Orji new books. The next day, Orji returned to school, greeted by cheers and warm welcomes. It seemed like things were finally looking up, but little did they know, Obinna was brewing another plan. Obinna, still furious about Ada's betrayal and Orji's return, decided to escalate his tactics. He started spreading rumors about Orji's father, accusing him of criminal activities that led to the loss of his wealth. These malicious rumors began to spread, and soon the whole town was buzzing with gossip. One evening, as Orji sat with his father under the dim light of their small living room, his father looked at him with weary eyes. "Orji, I've heard the rumors. You must know the truth. I made a mistake, a terrible mistake that cost us everything. But I am not a criminal. I was deceived, and it broke me." Orji felt a mix of anger and sadness. "Father, I believe you. We'll get through this, just like we always have." The next day at school, Orji found himself at the center of a storm of whispers and pointed fingers. The bad boys smirked and jeered, but Orji held his head high. Kizi, John, and Ada stood by him, their loyalty unwavering. During the morning assembly, the principal addressed the school. "There have been disturbing rumors about one of our students and his family. I want to remind everyone that spreading lies and gossip is harmful and against our values. We are a community that supports each other." Obinna, feeling the heat of the principal's words, decided to take matters into his own hands. He challenged Orji to a public debate, thinking he could humiliate him once and for all. "Orji," Obinna sneered during lunch break, "if you're so smart, let's have a debate in front of the whole school. Let's see if you can back up all that talk." Orji accepted the challenge, determined to prove himself once again. The debate was scheduled for the following week, and the entire school buzzed with anticipation. On the day of the debate was scheduled for the following week, and the entire school buzzed with anticipation. On the day of the debate, the auditorium was packed. Students and teachers alike were eager to see the showdown. Obinna, with his usual swagger, took the stage first. He tried to belittle Orji with sarcastic remarks and twisted facts, but Orji remained calm. When it was Orji's turn, he spoke with clarity and confidence. He addressed not only the topic of the debate, but also the importance of integrity, respect, and the power of knowledge. His words resonated deeply with the audience, and by the end, even some of Obinna's friends were clapping. The principal stood up, a proud smile on his face. "Orji, you've shown us what true strength and intelligence look like. This debate is not just about who won or lost, but about how we conduct ourselves and treat each other." The applause was thunderous, and Obinna, for the first time, looked genuinely defeated. He realized that his attempts to bring Orji down only highlighted Orji's resilience and character. As the school day ended, Orji, Kizi, John, and Ada walked home together, their bond stronger than ever. They knew that challenges would continue to come their way, but with each other's support, they were ready to face whatever the future held. Orji's father, still struggling to reclaim his seized goods from the government, worked tirelessly on any lead that might bring them a step closer to their past prosperity. Meanwhile, Obinna, burning with humiliation from his 2 previous defeats, concocted a more sinister plan to strike back at those he perceived as his enemies. The principal and the head teacher, who he believed had always supported Orji and his friends. Late one night, Obinna and his cronies sneaked into the darkened school. They broke into the principal's office and stole some important documents, hiding them in the head teacher's office. The following week, the principal, desperate to find the missing documents, decided to collect all the school office keys for a thorough search. When the documents were discovered in the head teacher's office, chaos ensued. Accusations flew back and forth between the principal and the head teacher. The air was thick with tension as teachers and students whispered about the brewing conflict. Meanwhile, Obinna and his friends snuck to the school backyard to celebrate their malicious success. They laughed and boasted about their cunning plan, unaware that one of their classmates, Uju, was hiding nearby, listening to every word. Uju, with her heart pounding in her chest, ran straight to the head teacher's office. "Sir, I overheard Obinna and his friends talking about how they stole the documents from the principal's office and hid them in yours." The head teacher, skeptical but hopeful, asked, "Are you sure of what you're saying, Uju?" "Yes, sir. I can repeat this in front of the whole school if you call me out." The next morning during the assembly, the principal, head teacher Obinna, his friends, and Uju were all called to the front. The atmosphere was electric with anticipation. The principal, looking stern, began, "Uju, you have accused these boys of a very serious act. What makes you so sure of this?" Uju, standing tall, repeated her story with confidence. "I heard them confessing everything yesterday behind the school. They were celebrating how they tricked everyone." The principal, ready to dismiss the claims, said, "I know these boys have not always behaved well, but that's not enough reason to believe such a serious accusation. If they did what you're saying, what could be their motive?" Before Uju could respond, one of Obinna's friends, Chinedu, stepped forward, his face pale with guilt. "Ma'am, it's true. We did it. Obinna asked us to help him. We stole the documents and hid them in the head teacher's office. I'm so sorry." His voice trembled with remorse. The assembly gasped, and the principal's face turned red with anger. "Obinna, is this true? Explain yourself." Obinna, realizing he was caught, tried to save face. "I was just trying to get back at Orji and his friends. I thought if I could get the head teacher in trouble, it would make things difficult for them too. But I see now it was wrong. I'm sorry." The principal's voice was firm. "This is not just about you, Obinna. Your actions have caused unnecessary strife and chaos. You will face the consequences." The head teacher, looking relieved, yet disappointed, turned to Uju. "Thank you for your bravery, Uju. Your honesty has saved us from further conflict." Orji and his friends, watching from the crowd, felt a mix of vindication and sadness. Orji whispered to Casey and John, "I never wanted things to get this bad. We just wanted to learn and grow. Why can't they understand that?" After the assembly, the principal and head teacher met in private to discuss the situation. "We need to find a way to heal the school community," the principal said. "This division can't continue." The head teacher nodded. "We should start with a school-wide initiative to promote understanding and cooperation among the students. Maybe a series of workshops or team-building activities." Meanwhile, Orji's father, hearing about the recent events at school, felt a renewed sense of urgency to resolve his own issues. He reached out to an old friend, a lawyer who specialized in cases involving government seizures. Together, they began to develop a strategy to reclaim his lost goods. Back at school, as the news of Obinna's confession spread, the atmosphere began to change. The bad boys found themselves isolated, while Orji and his friends continued to gain respect and admiration. Ada, who had become even closer to Orji's group, suggested they start a study club to help other students. "Orji, you have so much knowledge and a unique way of teaching. Why don't we form a club where we can all learn together?" she proposed. Orji smiled, appreciating her enthusiasm. "That's a great idea, Ada. Let's do it." The study club quickly became popular, attracting students who wanted to improve their grades and learn in a supportive environment. Even some of Obinna's former friends joined, seeking a fresh start. Obinna, watching from the sidelines, felt a pang of regret. He approached Orji one afternoon. "Orji, I know I've done terrible things, and I don't expect forgiveness, but I want to change. Can you give me a chance to prove myself?" Orji looked at Obinna, seeing the sincerity in his eyes. "Everyone deserves a second chance, Obinna. Join our study club and show us you're serious about changing." With time, Obinna began to participate in the study club, slowly earning back the trust of his peers. The school community, once divided by jealousy and resentment, started to heal. As Orji continued to excel in his studies and lead the study club, his father's efforts bore fruit. The lawyer managed to get a hearing with the government officials, and after presenting their case, they were able to negotiate the return of some of the seized goods. Orji's father shared the good news with him one evening. "Orji, we've won a small victory. Some of our goods will be returned, and this could be the start of rebuilding our lives." Orji hugged his father tightly, feeling a sense of hope for the future. "We've come so far, Dad. Together we can overcome anything." Orji's father, still struggling to reclaim his seized goods from the government, worked tirelessly on any lead that might bring them a step closer to their past prosperity. It was his mother, looking worn but resolute. She had returned, seeking redemption for her past mistakes. "Orji," she called softly, tears welling up in her eyes. Orji approached cautiously, his heart pounding. "Mother, why are you here?" "I've made many mistakes," she began, her voice trembling. "I left because I was scared and selfish. But I've realized that no amount of wealth can replace the love of my family. I want to make things right, if you'll let me." Orji studied her face, searching for sincerity. "It won't be easy," he said finally. "But if you're willing to try, we can start over." Back at home, Orji's father was initially wary, but agreed to give her another chance. The family, though fractured, began the slow process of healing, working through their pain and rebuilding their bonds. At school, the final exams approached, bringing a sense of urgency and excitement. The study club members, having spent months preparing together, were ready. Orji, Casey, John, Ada, and even Obinna felt confident and determined. On the day of the exams, the atmosphere was tense but hopeful. The principal addressed the students, reminding them of the importance of integrity and perseverance. "Remember, success is not just about the marks you achieve, but the person you become in the process." Orji sat at his desk, took a deep breath, and began. The questions were challenging, but he tackled them with the same determination that had carried him through every obstacle. His friends, drawing strength from their shared experiences, did the same. When the results were announced, the school erupted in celebration. Orji had not only passed but topped the class, his hard work and resilience shining through. Casey, John, Ada, and even Obinna had done exceptionally well, proving that their dedication and teamwork had paid off. The principal, beaming with pride, addressed the school once more. "This year has been a testament to the power of perseverance, friendship, and the human spirit. You have all grown so much, and I couldn't be prouder." As the school year drew to a close, Orji and his friends stood together, reflecting on their journey. They had faced bullies, family struggles, and personal doubts. But through it all, they had remained true to themselves and each other. The sun set on Umuahia, casting a golden glow over the town. Orji, his family, and his friends walked home, ready to embrace the next chapter of their lives. They knew that challenges would continue to come, but with their unbreakable bonds and newfound strength, they were prepared to face whatever lay ahead. And so, the story of Orji, the boy who knew too much, came to a triumphant close. His journey of intelligence, resilience, and friendship left a lasting legacy, inspiring others to believe in the power of perseverance and the enduring strength of the human spirit. Please share, subscribe, comment, and put on your notification bell so that once we post, you got to know. Please let us know what you think about the story. Bye. See you in the next video.